Well, my sister friends, well, the one-on-one didn't disappoint. If we want to see Kody on steroids.
Allegedly.
No pun intended. Let's talk about it. I didn't really mean to imply anything other than we see Kody and his ostentatious, overcompensating behavior absolutely amplified from the very start of this episode, and it makes me want to vomit. Let's talk through it.
Robyn and I are about to go to Sedona. We're going to drive through Oakwood Canyon. Beautiful drive. Down to Sedona. We're going to do one-on-ones there. So the drive's going to be nice.
Kody and Robyn are getting ready to take off and drive to Sedona. Woohoo! They live in Flagstaff. He makes it seem like it's another pilgrimage or something. It's Sedona. It's probably not even more than an hour away. But woohoo, we're going on this beautiful drive. It's going to be so nice. I'm going with my sweetheart here in the car, and it's just going to be great. This is the implication he's given, right? We're going to go to this one-on-one, but let me tell you, the drive is going to be amazing. You all are going to be so jealous. Don't you wish you lived our lives? We're going on a beautiful drive. Robyn has her usual look down.
So the drive's going to be nice.
He's amped up again. I can't with him like this. I can't believe she lets him get behind the wheel of the car. But here we go. On top of the fact, okay, so she has to deal with craziness over here. Craziness, acting even crazier, and trying to pretend like not only is everything good, but everything is great in their lives. On top of it, we have Miss, I'm a victim of everything. A victim of everything, and here I go. They're gonna make fun of me again. I just know it. I don't like these one-on-ones. People ask me questions that are difficult. Who cares, Robyn? You know how to get out of it. We're going to see it. I'm not going to answer that question. I can't answer that question. I don't know. TLC. Okay, let's start. So here we go. Kody acting like, we're going on a drive. You and your drives. Do we have Robyn touching her hair throughout this entire episode? I'll be honest with you, I was in a hotel room when I did the live with the SOS exclusive level, so there's a lot of little nuances I didn't pick up because I was looking at it on my cell phone while I was recording myself with a laptop. So I'll probably have more to say here in terms of little nuances. I find it very difficult to believe that we don't go through this entire one-on-one talkback thing without her touching her hair a whole bunch. But let's see.
The one-on-ones are extremely intense.
Oh! All right, that wasn't planned. Right from the get-go, she gets in the car. Oh, over it. I'm over it. Everyone who primps their hair like that all the time, there's just something about them I don't trust. Mind you, I touch my hair all the time. It's just like an OCD thing. It never looks better when I'm done touching it because I don't see myself on the computer. My screens are set up differently. I don't put myself to the front. I don't want to see myself because if I look at myself, I'm looking down anyway and not at the little circle. So I'm talking about those who are like, is this better? Is this better? Wait, all the time. Don't trust those people. They're screaming, what do I care about more than anything? Me. Her and Kody are meant for each other. Okay, let's go on. So we have Kody with his crazy hair. I love it when he gets really crazy. I really could care less, but you know why I love it? I love it because you know when he sees it, he's going to be like, oh my gosh, why was my hair sticking up like that? Why didn't somebody tell me? Well, the producers aren't going to tell you, Kody. It matches the personality. And Robyn's too focused on her own hair. She's not going to say anything about you. I mean, clearly she doesn't care because she encourages the crazy curly look all the time. She taught him how to do the curly girl look. His own words. Okay, so we have this whole little acting bit. Are you excited about this? Please. I'd rather have a root canal. Which, by the way, if you have a good dentist, root canals don't feel like anything anyway. She either doesn't have a good dentist or she doesn't know what she's talking about. Anyway, I get it. It's a figure of speech. But Kody's, tell me how you really feel. Oh, my word. No.
Tell me how you really feel.
I am triggered from the beginning of this episode. The overacting Kody, it strikes something in me. I don't know what or I don't know why. I guess I don't really know people like that. So to me, he truly comes across as a cartoon character. Let's go on.
Gary, but they did Robyn's makeup.
I know.
Every time I look at that picture, I'm like, ugh.
Oh, disgusting.
Delicious looking.
Thou doth profess thy love and lust for thy woman too much. I'm starting to think it's because Christine is so overt about her love for David. I think Kody's actually jealous. I really do. As opposed to him looking at it going, phew, she's a little over the top. She's gone over the deep end. No, he's like, I can one up that. Yeah, let me show you. Let me show you as I lick Robyn. I just want to point out, that's kind of an insult. The man just got finished saying, somebody else did your makeup a decade or two ago, and you looked amazing. And I still, to this day, when I look at the picture, ew, he needs to go back and look at that picture to turn himself on. When I go back and look at the picture, I get turned on. He just came right out and said, you looked great decades ago when somebody else helped you. I still need to go back there to get turned on. What you got going on now? Not so excited about it. And she's like,
Oh, you nasty.
She is more than a decade younger than him to begin with. So he's going back and looking at a picture of her from when she's, 25, 30 years younger than him? And that's turning him on right now? Creepy. Creepy. So Kody's overacting, which means he's incredibly nervous and he's overperformative. Robyn acting like she's walking the guillotine. And then they cut to Janelle. Janelle's in North Carolina. Maddie said, are you nervous about this? She's like, nah, these things don't faze me. I don't know. I love Janelle.
Are you feeling nervous about what they're going to ask you?
No, these things have never stressed me out. And I'm never worried. Like, some people in our family get really worked up about these, but these don't really ever bother me.
Well, I could care less. If you got nothing to hide, then fine. And then she throws in, Suki asks hard questions, but it's still fine. Suki does not ask hard questions, so how nice of you to throw her a bone. I will say, she is better. She is better, but she's not great. She's barely hitting. I don't even know if she's good yet. But she was better in this episode than what we saw all of last season or the season before. Better's not much. The bar was so low. Nevertheless, we'll critique as we go along. And we've got 3 more episodes after this one to really analyze. Has Suki learned to do her job with this family yet? Has she been watching the show yet to ask follow-up questions? Because a lot of us believe the girl hadn't seen an episode of the show because she was buying everything that they were selling her with 0 follow-up. So we'll see. All right. Anyway, go Janelle. Then we cut to Christine. Now, Christine is like Robyn, but with words. Robyn's like, I don't like this. I'd rather have a root canal. Then there's Christine. I don't know. I don't like these. I don't want to go. I gotta go. They ask hard questions. I have to bring up the past. Past from a long time ago. Blah, 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 blah. Chill out, Christine. You got nothing to hide, right? If you've got nothing to hide, just go answer the questions. I get why Kody and Robyn are nervous. They ought to be. If sister friend Jenny were asking the questions, they would be sweating bullets.
And you know it.
But it's Suki. Come on, Christine, get over yourself. I think this is a little bit of overreacting for the camera, too. Not a Kody level, by any means, but...
How are you feeling about it?
I wish we didn't have to do these. I don't like them.
Christine should be excited to be able to go and set the record straight. She really should. What has she got to hide? Why is she so upset? No. I don't know if I'm buying it. I think she's acting. I don't know if I believe her, but all right, we'll take her at face value. She's nervous. Okay.
They bring up things that are the hardest.
I don't like talking about everything in my past. You realize I left Kody like 4 years ago?
So much of my life was so focused on him.
And it's not like a breakup that you just left him. It's not a boyfriend that you broke up with 4 years ago and you have to talk about. He's the father of your children, but she doesn't have to see Kody. So what is the problem? Next. Then we cut to Meri. She does her introduction. All the other ones there's somebody there to talk to. Well, Jen's not there. So all she has is Zona, who she said hello to. But then she looks in the camera and she goes, "Hello, my name is Meri. I am not a sister wife." Made me laugh out loud.
Hi, love. Hi, my name's Meri. I'm not a sister wife.
So far, I'm appreciating Meri. I cannot believe how much I used to hate her for so many years. Well, I can't believe. It's what I saw on the television. It's just a reaction. I'm just reacting to what I see. She wasn't likable for a very long time. This past season or two, I've grown to really like the girl. All right. I think it's basically because she can make me chuckle too. Anyone that makes me laugh, I have an affinity for. Kody and Robyn, not even slightly funny, like at the bottom of the tier when it comes to humor. Even worse when Kody thinks he's funny and cracks a joke, then he goes even below that tier. And then we have Janelle and Christine, who aren't funny. Christine is just like over the top. I don't think she thinks she's funny either. I think she's just an over the top personality. We have Janelle, who's just calm in here, but I will say, because Janelle is letting the guard down, she's making me smile. Let me say that. She's making me smile a lot more because I am like seeing the inner side of her, and she has some one-liners and zingers that come at it too. She might be inching up over Christine in the make me laugh category. Can you believe? All right, let's go back. Meri's getting ready to go. I love what Meri says here. I forgot what she said until I just watched it again.
I'm not nervous about the questions because I'm confident in like who I am and what my answers are or what my conversations are going to be, you know? I don't feel like I have to remember what to say and to keep a story straight because I'm speaking my truth.
Absolutely. Kind of what I just got finished saying. You've got nothing to hide. This is your opportunity to set the record straight. Embrace it. Go for it. That's what Meri's doing. Janelle and Meri, they both have the right idea going into this. I have a feeling they're going to have the most successful one-on-one interviews. We'll see. We'll see by the end of 4 weeks. I can't remember at the end of this episode because it was a little bit of a whirlwind for me. Working 2 jobs at the same time. But going into it, based on their attitudes, those two are set up for success. I'm really looking forward to it. Yes, Meri, go.
Halt!
That being said, I do think in this episode, Meri is still protecting Kody a little bit. So that is still a little bit of lying, if you will. All right, we'll get to it when we get to it. I think she was still protecting him, if I recall correctly. All right, let's continue on.
Is there anything I can do to protect you from this?
No, God will protect me.
All right. Let's have a prayer after we get out of here. And go.
All right.
Typical Kody fashion. Mr. One day I'm the most spiritual man. I want all my kids to follow in my footsteps, and God and I have the red phone to talk to him directly. Another day, I hate the church, I hate the leaders, I hate everything to do with religion. I don't believe in any of this. This is a story we get with Kody, right? Well, sure enough, they're getting ready to go. Kody says, "Is there anything I can do to protect you or something from this?" I don't know what he says. It's something stupid again. And of course, she's like, "No, there's nothing. God will just protect me." And he goes, "Okay, let's have a prayer."
Prayer after we get out of here.
Not now, please, not now.
Because I don't know what to say. We don't really pray in this family anymore, and this is a little awkward for me. I know you're more spiritual than I am, so if I were to pray for us, it would be uncomfortable for everybody, so let's just go. There's a camera. I don't want them to see me stumble through this. Nor do I want God to strike me down for pretending like I am going to him in a time of need. That's not my MO. I'm Kody Brown. I solve all problems by myself and say I'm doing it in the name of God. Kody Blasphemy Brown.
Let's begin.
So we open up with a dumb question, just like we ended last season's one-on-one with dumb questions. What was last season? Like, who is your celebrity crush? Don't care. Don't care. Can we ask about finances? Can we ask about the divorces? Can we ask about nitty-gritty details? Please. We ended it terribly. We're beginning it terribly. Not a good start. I don't even know what the questions were. Something about a movie you relate to? Don't care. Actually, now I think about it, I think that's how they started last season too. I think there was some sort of movie they asked about, or it was a song. What song do you relate to? Don't care. I learned nothing about any of them during this. Next question. So one of the comments that Kody makes about one of the movies in the end is, if you don't die a villain, you live long enough to be a hero. Okay, completely doesn't apply. Again, this is why I don't like it. So Kody thinks that he's going to live long enough to be the hero in the story. Is that what he thinks? Delusional or just a lie. Next. But we have a follow-up from Suki. And Suki says, do you think that you're the villain? Of course, he says, I'm villainized. I can't believe he said, but not as much as my Robyn. But he doesn't. He does, however, go on to say this.
It's easy to make fun of somebody who doesn't have a filter. So,
Or somebody who's just speaking their truth, or...
well, see, I go through 5 iterations of my truth, and then I pick one.
No such thing. There is no such thing as 5 different iterations of the truth. There's one truth. There could be 5 different, 10 different, 50 different iterations of untruth, lies, but there's one truth. Especially when it's your own truth. It's one thing if we're talking about a story and you have different viewpoints, so everyone can kind of have their own truth, but it's a little bit different because they're looking at the same thing from a different perspective. That's not what Kody's talking about here. Kody is saying, I personally have about 5 different iterations of the truth, and I mull through them until I pick one. Whichever one serves me best. Well, thanks for admitting it anyway, Kody, because we've been watching that for how long? Banging our heads against the wall going, but you said this, but then you said this. And every time he says something, he says it like it's gospel truth. With his deep, raspy, steroid-induced voice.
Allegedly.
And his irrational thinking. That's not allegedly. It's irrational. It's impractical, it makes no sense, and I think it's all because he lives a life of lies.
You sit on a throne of lies.
When you're constantly having to come up with reasons to explain why you said this then and why you did this there, and it's built on a house of deception, untruths, ego-driven narratives, then yeah, I guess you just keep spewing things out until you're like, you know what? That one makes the most sense to cover the majority of things I've said and done in the past. We're going to go with that one. It's maddening. It's maddening as a viewer. Could you imagine living with him? OG3 are free. And you can tell just by looking at them. They are so happy. And Robyn looks miserable. Miserable. She's stuck with him. She's stuck with him for the rest of her life. Nope. She's stuck with him till the money runs out. And even at that, even for Robyn, that has to be a miserable existence. Even for the woman who just lives for money and fame. She hasn't gotten any of the fame from it, unless she covets negative fame, which I don't think she does. It doesn't appear she has any friends. She has no family that lives nearby. She's just stuck with Kody. No wonder she infantilizes those girls and is trying to hold them down. She's like, please don't leave me. I can't live here with him. It's not right. I don't agree with it. But there's a little part of me that understands. But she made her bed, and now she has to lie in it. Back to the show. Suki then says, well, we're going to talk a little bit about this, so I'm going to go ahead and show you some clips. And he does his, fake acting again. Whoa, clips, the thing that I love so much.
And then I'll...
My favorite
Get you-
thing, the clips. Let's watch it.
Yes, let's watch.
And here is his reasoning behind why he doesn't like to look back at clips and talk about them. Oh, it's good.
It's hard to be accountable for things that you're saying in a passionate moment.
Good to know, right? Kody does not want to be responsible for anything he says in a passionate moment. Okay. If there's any emotion behind it, I'm not responsible for anything that comes out of my mouth. This man not only doesn't take accountability for stuff, but will come right out and admit it to us. I refuse to take accountability for anything that I've said or done that was wrong in the past. Didn't mean it. I was passionate. No, it doesn't work that way. You're responsible, Kody. We're holding you responsible. That's what this channel's all about. Holding Kody and Robyn responsible for their behaviors, their actions, and their words. Kody, listen. You are responsible for your behavior. And your bad behavior that you have, that naughty, bad, inappropriate, childlike behavior, you're responsible for it. We see you. I love telling him his behavior's bad. I will do that to the day I die. Make up for all those times he told the OG3 wives their behaviors were bad. Got your back, OG3, especially Christine. She's the one that he would come down hard on the most. Your behavior's inappropriate. Okay, moving on. So we have a flashback. I'm not going to show them all because we've seen the whole season. A lot of it is talking about the fact that Kody went through this narrative last season, maybe even 2 seasons ago. It's all getting blurry to me at this point, saying he never loved the OG3. Robyn's the only one he loved, which we were all like, yeah, okay, whatevs. Maybe he loved them then and doesn't love them now. Doesn't mean he didn't love them. Like his words are incorrect. And he's a liar because he can't deal with his emotions, and so he just says things to be hurtful because that's who he is. I hurt, therefore I will hurt you. Because he can't be a man and sit in it. He can't be a man and accept the fact he may have done something wrong. He may have said something wrong. He can't say, I'm sorry. He's a weak boy. I was going to say in a man's body, but can't do it.
That's a no.
So if I understand it correctly, his marriage relationships were difficult and not ideal. Therefore, he's justifying the fact he said he never loved them. As dumb. Makes you look worse. Should have said nothing, Kody. He can't just leave it at, boy, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have said that. I was hurt. It's not true. I loved them at one point. He can't say it.
I am definitely guilty of going through a breakup scenario where I was like, I never loved them.
Duh. Well, I said it because of the state of our marriages and our relationships.
Marriage relationship has to be nurtured.
Did you nurture those relationships? Because
I thought I was. There was some affinity for Robyn that was significant, and in my mind, I wanted to elevate all my relationships to that point. And that's what I felt like I was working for.
And then he goes on to say that things were difficult in all his relationships because he was working really hard at getting the OG3 relationships up to where his relationship was with 10 years younger Robyn. The fresh blood after 15 years that just got brought into the relationship. He doesn't understand why the original 3 who were there during the hard times with no money and all the young kids and trying to make ends meet, why their relationship isn't the same as this young thing that just walked into all this money and her own house and her own nanny and unlimited funds from Kody. Kody can't figure it out. Dumb as a box of rocks. I tell ya, dumb as a box of rocks. There's another t-shirt. Dumb as a box of rocks. Of course, you can't wear one that says dumb as a box of rocks. You have to say he is. He is or he was. Okay, moving on. Now we have Robyn claim that before they even got married, Kody would talk about how much he was in love with all his wives, and he claimed he was saying that to her to test her, to see if she would get jealous or have a difficult time with it. So he was testing her ahead of time. How nice to know that your future husband was testing you. But it didn't matter to her because she told him not only is it okay, but it's an actual aphrodisiac that you love your wives. Do you know what this is, people? This is proof that my theory that I have been talking about this whole time is true. This whole polygamous relationship with Robyn is a game. She wants to win. We all know she wants to be top wife. So she was clawing her way up there to be top wife. Then when she was top wife, her goal was to maintain top wife status. For a while there, it was try to be in with the kids as well. Top wife in terms of the one all the kids liked. She learned after a period of time. She just couldn't do it. She didn't have what it took. So she took a different angle. I'll get Kody to not like the kids. That didn't work well for her either. So she just decided to stick with I'm going to maintain top wife status, and since I am top wife now, what can I do? I can make him spend more time with me than anybody else. Yep, that's what I'll do. And that's what she did through all of COVID and beyond. And now she has what she wants. Ugh, there's no competition anymore. And she's miserable. She won. Congratulations. The sacred cow got her way. Not so great, is it? Well, this whole aphrodisiac story that she shares with us is proof. Oh, you love your wives? Oh, that's a turn on. That's a turn on to me. Game on. That's what she's thinking. And that's what she did for all those years. She was all happy at the beginning when it was all fun and games and she was winning. Now there's no more game. And she smiles fondly back at the days when she could compete to be the number one.
It was an aphrodisiac. I was like, you love your wives. Great.
Game on.
Moving on. Suki points out that Kody is supposed to be loving all his wives equally. Kody disagrees. I'm supposed to love all my wives? Just because I'm a polygamist, I'm supposed to love them all? What? And then he goes on to use the worst analogy.
All your children is different.
Okay, yeah.
Your relationship with all your friends is different.
Yeah.
There are ones that do different things that have different fulfillments and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's like you find higher love.
But you can't use that analogy. It doesn't work. My relationship with all of my kids is very different, but I love them all. And I treat them all equally in love. They each have individual needs. They are individuals, yes, but I love them all the same. I just meet them where they're at, and I give them what they need because I love them and I know them. This is something that's difficult for him too. I don't think he really knows his wives or his kids that well to be able to meet their needs. So he wants everything the same from everyone. He likes the way Robyn treats him. He likes the way he feels with Robyn. Therefore, he thinks that every wife should be Robyn. Can you believe it? Could you believe it if you said that to one of your children, if you have multiple children? You know, this one makes me laugh every time I talk to them. You don't. I guess I just never loved you. Cut him off. Him and his crazy stories and his attempt at analogies that fall flat. Then he goes on to be the victim again and say because his love for Robyn is different, he's been victimized and, in his terms, bitch slapped because of it.
Language!
You can tell he is getting worked up. When the swearing starts to come out, the beginning sign of him starting to lose control. And he starts to talk really fast and make no sense. And then he starts swearing. This is the very beginning. Look, imagine what it's going to be like by the time we get to the 4th hour of this. I love it. Especially because, again, it's untrue. The women were not upset that you loved Robyn, or even that you loved Robyn differently. They knew you loved her differently from the day that she came into their marriage. What you don't get, Kody Brown, is they're upset at how you treated them, the OG3 wives. And the children have come out and said the same thing. You don't like the way you treated them compared to how you're treating her kids. That's it. It's your behavior. It's not how much love you had for Robyn or how different your love is for Robyn.
We don't care.
Don't care. None of them really care. Maybe they care a little bit, but in the end, it's neither here nor there. It's not what's causing the arguments. It's not what's causing the fights. It's not what's causing the distance between you. Kody Brown, it's your behavior towards them. It's how you're treating them. That's the problem. Can we get this through your thick skull? It's been 19 seasons. It's like we're not even beating a dead horse anymore. Like the horse is 6 feet under. And still, he's still throwing out the narrative that the problem is that people are upset that he loves Robyn differently. Lordy, lordy.
We're over it.
Move on. Next. So Suki, first time we've ever seen it, Suki points out he's contradicting himself right here. Of course, he's trying to interrupt her as she's challenging him. No surprise there. But she points out Okay, right here, you just contradicted yourself, though. You said this, and then you said this. Kody uses another analogy. I'm sorry. It's worse than the first one. He's saying, okay, another wife came in and I did love her more. Does that mean when I was in sales and a better salesman came around, I was supposed to murder the salesman?
I'm so confused.
What are we talking about? These are your wives. Nobody said that they wanted to knock off Robyn. Oh my word. He's losing it. He's losing it right here at the beginning.
Yes, but you kind of contradicted yourself because
How?
you just
How
kind
did
of
I
said, because you said that you couldn't love a person the same way. But Christine,
Let's
really...
get real. This is bull that just pisses me off, Suki.
So we come back from break and Suki points out, well, there's obviously a discrepancy in the marriages because you, as you just admitted, you have this very unique and deep love for this one wife that you don't have the other ones. And Kody says, well, you can't blame the detriment of my other marriages on the fact that I was deeply in love with this one. True, actually true, if you were treating all the wives equally. If you felt different about that one, fine, but you were meeting the needs of Christine and Meri and Janelle. But you weren't. You failed. And not only did he not treat them properly, but he mistreated the children. And that, my dear sister friends, is where he went wrong. You mess with the kids, you mess with Mama Bear. In fact, he would treat some kids poorly in order to elevate the sacred cow. What the sacred cow wants, the sacred cow gets. And if she's not happy with some of the kids over there, Kody cut them off. Say no more. This is not about how much you loved Robyn, Kody. It's about how you idolized her, sacred cow, to the detriment of your entire family, minus her kids. So according to Kody, he had success in his relationship with Robyn because 1, she was good at communicating with him. 2, she was good at loving him. There's a thought. 3, Kody added that she was respecting herself. I don't even know what that means. I thought he was going to say she respected me. I get that. He's been saying that for over a decade. Respect me, I deserve respect, respect. Now all of a sudden, I think he's watched enough social media and been bombarded for the whole respect line that he decided to flip it, maybe, and say that she can respect herself. Suki, there's your follow-up question. Explain that to me, Kody. What does that look like? How does Robyn respect herself? And that is different from how the other wives do. How did the other wives not respect themselves? Do they not respect themselves because they catered to you? That's what you always wanted, Kody. That's the only disrespect I see in terms of themselves. Sure, they would put their wants, desires, needs on a shelf, on a table, tuck them away in a drawer to do what Kody wanted. And now he's saying that's one of the things he doesn't like? The fact that they wouldn't respect themselves enough to speak up? I don't think so. I think either he misspoke there or this whole thing is just a lie. Because he wanted women that didn't respect themselves. He wanted women who would do whatever he told them to do. He wanted women that would respect him, not themselves, their own ideas. He married 3 women who were basically yes men. That's what he found. And maybe that's a plethora of what you see in the faith. I would think it would be. Especially if you're raised that way, you don't know any better. I don't blame them if they didn't know any better. So I would think if you're new and you come into the faith as a female, you either have an incredibly low self-esteem and a very low lack of respect for yourself that you're willing to put yourself in this situation, or you were born and raised in it. You know no different. So you're trained to not respect yourself and to just honor and respect the man. So now he's saying this is something Robyn has that they don't have? Something's off. Explain to me what you think he meant by that. Did he just misspeak? Or did he start to say, respect me, and he caught himself and switched it to herself? to try to make himself not look so bad. I think there's a very good possibility that's the way this went. Now, Suki threw in one more. She's like, Robyn was also good at negotiating with you. And he said, yeah, that's right. I thought that was actually good on Suki's part, because that's something we've been pointing out. Robyn has all these contingencies with him. They negotiate everything. I'll do this for you if you do that for me. I'll marry you if you promise. And we have a secret, sacred covenant that if you ever fall out of love with me, you'll let me know right away. Because he clearly told her he was falling out of love with the other wives, and he's not speaking up about it to them. Which is a complete contradiction to the fact that he's in love with all his wives. The lies, the lies. So Suki takes this criteria of, oh, I love Robyn so much, we're so close because she communicates with me, she respects herself, and she loves me, and she throws in the one that she added and he agreed with, and that she negotiates well with him, and Janelle just sloughs it off. I respect myself. I don't know, what are you talking about?
What self-respect? Like, I respect myself.
Yep. Christine admits she didn't respect herself because she did whatever he wanted. I would love for somebody to ask him, when Christine was not respecting herself and doing whatever you wanted, how did you not like that? What about that did you want to see her do differently? So we have Suki walking Kody through the process of realizing that he didn't respect Christine. Starts over, well, of course I respected Christine, but, she felt like she did it. Well, I don't know about that. Well, how about this? Well, yeah, I get, well, probably, what?
I think I actually had way more respect for Meri than I did for Janelle, and probably way more respect for Janelle and Meri than I did for Christine, to be fair.
Do you think Christine realized that? Because she felt that every time that you would come over, every time that you would spend time with her, she was very fixated on you, making you happy, making sure there were things that were special.
Well, that's what she says. Oh, wait. That's what she says. Yeah, well, okay, she was great at cooking me a meal. I mean, but I don't think she was fixated on my happiness, because I was struggling to find happiness because I was always being reminded that she wasn't happy.
So did she subconsciously feel not respected by you?
Probably.
Well, that's a huge problem.
Well, I agree.
It's that same look that he had when Robyn was asking him questions to get him to admit that he loved his wives. Back on the couch interviews last season. So you said you did love him in this situation. Well, I did. Well, so then you did. And he's like,
And I thought it was love.
See, there's the truth.
So I'm just as guilty
Of?
thinking that I was in love and trying to work all that mess out.
Okay, so when you say I was just a performance, it was just an act.
I was trying to do what the right thing was,
But you
Robyn.
thought it was love.
And I thought it was the right thing.
Right, but you felt and thought it was love.
Yeah.
Okay.
He gets so confused. He has so many different lies in his head that when somebody pinpoints him down and asks him direct questions, he's like, okay. I think in the end, he doesn't know what he agreed to. I think it's what it comes down to. I don't think it's oh, you just walked me through the process and I get it now. I think it's I'm answering these questions. Are you catching me in a lie? 'Cause I don't know what I just said. Help me out here. I'm not admitting to something, am I? The slow wheels are starting to turn again in his head, but not quite quick enough to figure out what's happening. I like at the very end of Christine talking all about it, she says, in the end, because of his lack of respect for me and because of the way our relationship went, and as I saw it deteriorate, I learned to respect myself. Thank you, Kody Brown. I learned to respect myself and I walked on out the door in my pink suit. Band and snap. That was really bad. We're going to cut that out. Meri said that she felt that Kody did respect her. See, this is where I'm feeling like we still don't have a fully transparent Meri here. And then she goes on to say that she didn't fully respect herself, especially like, I don't know, 7 or 10 years ago. And I do believe she's referring to the catfishing situation at this moment. But she does add that she didn't respect herself because she was willing to basically follow this protocol, this list of things that she had to do to earn Kody's love. See, Kody gets upset when the wives don't respect themselves, yet he sets them up in such a way as to say, here is the list of rules that you must do in order to earn my love. And when they listen to him, he says, she didn't respect herself. Was it a test, Kody? Ugh, again, follow the bouncing ball. None of it makes sense. It's like Kody spewing out 5 different ideas and then deciding which mantra am I going to go with? Do I want them to respect themselves or do I not want them to respect themselves? I chose wives and treated them and made them behave in a way that they wouldn't respect themselves, but now I'm going to say, I like this one more because she respects herself and she's not doing everything that I set up for the OG3 to do. She's standing on her own principle and saying, no, I'm not going to do that. She can do that because Kody thinks with a different head when he's around her, so he'll do whatever she says. First of all, let's just watch Kody get his panties all up in a bunch again.
This was about independent relationships. Everybody wants to make me accountable. Listen, I'm trying to be accountable. Make everybody else accountable.
I think everybody else is being accountable.
I've seen this.
No, I think everybody else is being accountable.
For years.
That was fun to watch just because. And then Suki goes on to say to Robyn the truth, the thing that Kody has come out and said to her on camera numerous times. He loved Robyn differently than he loved them. And although we've seen those exact words out of his mouth to her face multiple times, she can't agree. She's exhausting. Even the easiest thing for her to agree to, she can't do it. She makes it worse. She steps in it deeper by saying, well, Kody told me that he was just trying to get the rest of the relationships up to where ours was. Can I just point out here, this would have been a golden opportunity for Robyn to say, no, Kody, they are unique women. They should not have what you and I have. You should have something different with them that we don't even have. Make it special for them. This was her opportunity. Instead, she said, he tried to make theirs as good as ours. Dummy 1 and dummy 2. They're perfect for each other. And then she goes on to just spew nonsense and not answer the question again and just say words.
And he didn't love them the same way as he loved you.
I think he was trying to, he wanted that with all of the relationships, but it was just like, a relationship is based on the 2 people in that relationship.
Right.
So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Christine sets a record straight. When Suki points out to Christine, he tried to get your relationships up to the same level as theirs so that you guys had the same communication and the same respect and the same negotiating. She dropped the love one. She kept her negotiating criteria in there and she forgot about the one where he said love. Christine's like, he said that? And she says, simply not true.
He was not available, nor present, nor accommodating to make that happen. When is there time to do that? There was not time or opportunity or willingness to make that happen. That is just not true. Absolutely not.
How do you try to nurture relationships and get them all to have better communication, love, and respect if you're not around? Good on Christine for pointing that out. Again, we keep talking about the whole time thing over and over and over again. I do believe it comes up again later on in this one-on-one. Janelle just laughs at him. I think that's probably going to bother him the most. The fact that she just dismisses him.
I mean, that's revisionist history now, too. His friends be like,
Well, I tried. I wanted to, but they just didn't want to come along.
So you never experienced him trying to
No.
raise you up?
No, he never talked about that with me.
She completely dismisses him. She's like, oh, he said that? Yeah, no. Didn't happen. He never said any of that to me. Mm-mm. And they were the ones that had this great communication and talked about everything. And she said, never once did he bring up such a thing as, this is what I would like to do, and this is what I'm trying to do, and let's try to rise up our relationship to get where. Yeah, no. Didn't happen. Sounds like, maybe he's just making this up now. And she laughs. So good. I love it when she laughs at him. Janelle is so relaxed on that couch. She's like, bring it on. I love it. And Meri has a great response too.
Because we're all supposed to be Robyn. I'm sorry. I am Meri. I'm not going to be Robyn. I don't want to be Robyn. I'm going to be my own individual person. I don't want to be her.
No, thank you. I'm Meri. I don't want to be Robyn. None of us want to be Robyn. We would all choose to be either Janelle, Meri, or Christine 10 times over before we would choose to be Robyn. But he chose Robyn. That's good on him. They're perfect for each other. We're going to go around this mulberry bush, people, again and again and again. It's the whole topic of Meri.
I had moved on a long time ago, but let's just be honest here. I was afraid of what she would do if I ripped off that Band-Aid.
What did Meri do? How is Meri going to react? Still, we get no answers. Meri has admitted in the past she was difficult to get along with. She's come out and said that. She said that she understands why Kody was upset with her. She understands why relationships were broken down. All she can do now is work on herself, change, and be better. That's all we know. And we know that some of the kids don't speak to her at all anymore. And we can tell that from past interviews, Christine's not terribly fond of her. That's about it. Okay? So at times she was an angry mouse. And 25 years later, because she was angry at times in the past, Kody's going to hold that against her now? It doesn't make sense. This is about the ending of a marriage. And Kody claims he didn't end a marriage for like a decade because he was afraid of what she would do. There is more to that comment than just, she got angry at times. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. He does not have a good reason besides wanting to keep her money to keep her around. That's it. Or Robyn wanting to keep her money. So Robyn wanted her to stay around, so he did it for Robyn.
That's a possibility.
That is the only thing that makes sense. You don't have a miserable relationship with somebody and really want them to be gone and actually don't have a legal marriage to them so they can walk away, or you could tell them to walk away and not do it because they get angry at times.
Nevertheless, I propose another possibility.
She is holding some sort of cards over him. She's holding something over him. That's what he's scared of. Not scared of her getting angry. Kody can hold his own. He's a big boy. And Meri isn't understanding it. So she's coming from the perspective of, that was an insulting thing to say. What am I going to do? We're all thinking the same thing Suki said. That's what we're all thinking. We are all thinking it. What could she possibly do? She's like, what does he think I'm going to do?
And this whole thing about like, he's afraid of what she would do. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like that was so insulting. Like, what am I going to do?
I don't know. That's what we're all trying to figure out, what the heck he meant by that.
And then Janelle chimes in and says the same thing. Oh, Janelle. This was probably one of the best singers that went on the down low that I don't even know how many people picked up on. Maybe everybody did. I don't know. I haven't watched any reviews. But I love how Janelle basically says, what, is he not a big boy? Is he not an adult? He can't handle himself? Let's just say she gets mad. Ooh. So?
What? She's like, what do you think she's going to do? You're not an adult. You can't, handle that. I don't know. Is he trying to paint her like some sort of psychotic killer? I don't know. I don't know.
What's wrong, Kody? You can't handle it if a girl's upset with you? Janelle basically puts him in his place. I'm here for it. I love it. Now, Christine, she does I'm going to throw you under the bus, but then say, I'm not going to throw you under the bus. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't want to throw you under the bus. Her and Kody both do the same thing here, and I don't like it. It's actually worse than Robyn pleading the fifth on everything. Is Christine saying, well, we didn't know which Meri we were going to get. Sometimes she was angry and sometimes she wasn't. She was unpredictable. Okay, doesn't everybody know somebody like that in their lives? Don't we all have somebody that flies off the handle? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
We just didn't ever know if she was going to be easy or hard. So we were walking on eggshells a lot because we never really knew. I don't want to damage her life. I don't want to do that because she's a different person now. And I think she's really made strides as an individual to change her life. And so throwing her under a bus is not what I want to do.
You just did. So she flies off the handle. She used to do it all the time in the past. She hasn't done it recently, but she used to do it all the time in the past. So she does it one more time and she's out of your life for good. Wouldn't that be a good thing for you, Kody? This isn't making sense. So what? So she gets angry. What? What's going to happen? Nothing. She gets angry. It's the end of the conversation. Moving on.
Unless what?
He has to be afraid that she's going to fly off the handle and reveal something. So is he implying something more sinister? I don't know. Janelle laughs about it and goes, yeah, he's making her out to be like some psychopath. And she's completely dismissing it. Now, Janelle was there this whole time. So Janelle would know as much as Kody and Christine does about how Meri reacted to things in the past. And Janelle doesn't seem to be concerned whatsoever. And we know that Janelle is our straight shooter. Says it like it is. McKelty has always said that. Janelle's the one that just speaks truth straight at you. So not so thrilled with Christine's response of, well, I don't want to throw her under the bus, but because she's working on herself and she's making improvements, but she was difficult in the past. I mean, that could be true. I'm not saying that's not true. It could be true. It could be even worse than what she's saying. But that's the reason for over a decade he wouldn't break up with her. These don't match unless he's a scaredy little boy and can't handle himself. I don't think that's the case. I think something else is up, but I don't know what. Either that or...
There's another possibility, however.
He and Christine are still enjoying the narrative of kind of keeping Meri down as like the wild card, unpredictable one. We can just say that and claim that we're protecting her by not talking anymore about it. Bless her heart. I don't want to talk about Betsy over here at the church because it wouldn't be right, but in the name of Jesus, I think we all should add her to our prayers. She's going through a lot of difficult stuff with Bobby right now, and it's not good. And, he may have stepped out, and then she got upset, and she may have stepped out too. The whole thing is just a hot mess, but don't tell anybody I told you. I only say this to let you know I'm praying for them, and you should add her to your prayer list too. I'm doing it out of love. Bless her heart. That's what we've got going on here. We're going to couch this and try to throw implication and accusations on somebody else, but pretend like we're washing our hands and we have nothing to do with it. I didn't say anything. What are you talking about? I didn't say anything. I didn't say that. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it in the church. I don't like it in real life. I don't like it in my sister wives. Let's just speak truth or say nothing. I'm on Janelle's team here. Till I know more, I'm on Janelle's team. Janelle seems very confident in her answer, and so does Meri. And you know what? Janelle and Meri are the two that went into this, now that I think about it, saying, I'm going to let it all go. I got nothing to hide. Ask me a question. They're the only two that went into this saying that, right? And they're the two that are standing on this platform of, I don't understand what he's talking about. So think on it. That's all I'm saying. Let me know down below. What do you think? We're going back now to explain Meri's behavior back to the time when she legally divorced Kody. And Kody claims he didn't treat anybody differently after that. It's no big deal that I got married to Robyn. No big deal at all. To the point that in the past he claimed, no, he didn't claim. He implied that maybe, possibly, he and Meri could have got it on that night, that they actually signed the divorce papers. He couldn't remember. Lies. Never happened. I'm telling you right now, never happened. So here he is saying, I didn't change after I signed those divorce papers. Meri changed. Her fault. Here is his whole exact same thing that I was talking about before. Well, I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to say anything about it, but, I'll say something. But I'm not going to say anything, but I'll just, I'm going to throw this in there. But then I'm not going to talk about it because, I'm not going to throw her under the bus. That line in and of itself is throwing somebody under the bus. You never say, I won't throw them under the bus without it throwing somebody under the bus. I think we're talking about the catfishing now. We're not talking about the fact that Meri could get angry. We're talking about the catfishing now. And Kody says, I'm not going to talk about it anymore because we're moving on. Meri doesn't even believe in it anymore. Because Meri's always said, I didn't have an affair. And she didn't physically have an affair, but I don't know. We all know that given the opportunity, she did go to meet Catfisher. Twice, I believe. And then, of course, Catfisher didn't show up because he didn't exist. Well, the actual Catfisher lady showed up and said that she was his assistant or something. Just bizarre. They spent a whole day at Disney together, I believe, because they were supposed to meet at Disneyland. And then she's like, oh, Sam couldn't come, but he told me to come in his place. Anyway, so you can't say that she would not have had a physical relationship given the opportunity. It just never occurred because he never existed. Okay, we can argue back and forth if an emotional affair is an affair or not. In Meri's eyes, it's not. Kody's eyes, it is. Doesn't really matter in the end because penance was made, apologies were made. Meri got humiliated in the process because of all the stuff that was revealed to the press that she said and did and pictures she took, and she went through it. She paid her penance. I would have left the family and just lived in a cave if it were me. She stuck it out and she tried to earn Kody's love back. Now let's just also say she got to this point because of the way he had been treating her.
I literally was telling the family, nothing changes. Came to the feeling that maybe Meri just didn't believe that because she shifted. Something changed after that very, very much. And whatever.
What shifted? I have to ask you that question.
I don't want to tell you because I want to protect Meri.
That's it. Moving on.
Because we are friends now.
That's it. Moving on.
And I am sick of being asked.
That's it. Moving on.
And I am sick of telling people a story that Meri has moved herself away from.
Is he still talking about that?
Yeah. She doesn't believe it.
Is he still talking?
It's foreign to her.
Still talking.
And I'm seeing some things that bother me where she's going from friend to friend to friend.
That's it. Moving on.
Now that we're broke up, complaining about it.
Why is he still talking?
And it's a pattern that was part of our lives 25, 30 years ago.
Still talking.
Nevertheless, Kody's not going to talk about it. Oh, wait, he's got one more thing to say.
Where she would go from friend to friend to friend, complaining about me.
That's it. Moving on.
So now he has a problem that she's going from friend to friend to friend, complaining about him. If he's tying this into the catfisher, because the catfisher, she did complain about Kody to the catfisher, so it's very interesting, his perspective, right? Here's Meri, all by herself. One child, gone, many states away. Not really connecting with much of the rest of the family. She's all by herself in her home. Her husband doesn't come around. Her quote-unquote best friend is completely unavailable, ghosts her. So Meri acquires friends. Friends. Kody has a hard time with it. He calls it going from friend to friend to friend to friend. She should get 10 times more friends as far as I'm concerned. I mean, you really should only have a core group of really good friends that you share with, but like, have networks of them that you go do things with and hang out with. Why not? If you're cut off from your family and you're lonely, reach out somewhere so that you have interpersonal relations with somebody. Sadly, she chose a catfisher.
In retrospect, it was a poor choice.
Not all great decisions. But some of these friends that we've seen on the show, which is the ones he's watching too, he hates them. He hates them because they don't like him. Quite frankly, I love them because I think they speak the truth. And I think they all helped Meri open her eyes and see the light. Christine then talks to the fact that Meri got the spiritual release. She thinks it's great that Meri got it. She says she doesn't feel the need to get it herself, but she loves that Meri needed it and got it, and that's good for her to move on. She also loves the fact that she got it on abandonment because she said, it's true, she was abandoned. And then Christine adds, we all were abandoned. So Suki, thank you, Suki. Good follow-up. I'll have to go digging. Hopefully by next week, I'll have my clapper. For today, there's your clap, Suki.
Explain the word
Abandonment. Yeah. So abandoned, he just didn't go over to her house anymore at all. And she's right, talking about after she did the divorce, I felt like that was really the beginning of the downfall, you know?
You know it's going to drive Kody crazy that they're talking about abandonment again. He hates that word. He hates it. So Suki, explain abandonment to us, Christine. Now, she didn't go into a whole lot of detail. She could more. And maybe she did, and they edited it out. Robyn gets an opportunity to share her opinion. Does she have an opinion? Don't know. Because again, Robyn gets off scot-free without having to answer the question.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere like such as, and I believe that they should, our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S. or should help South Africa and should help the Iraq and the Asian countries, so we will be able to build up our future for our children.
Thank you very much.
Do you feel Kody abandoned Meri?
You know, I'm just not going to hit that right now. And out of respect for both of them, I'm just going to, yeah.
Pass. Next question.
You went back, you made love, he gave you a piece of jewelry, and he really thought that you guys would get back on track.
That was just weird commentary from him. We'll just say that, but okay.
Did you make love that?
I don't remember. That was like 10 years ago.
Lies. Meri, you remember. That was a significant day. And you admitted in a prior episode that leading up to that day, you guys hadn't been intimate in a very long time. And so when he made the comment that we probably were intimate that day, she said, no, we were not in that situation with each other at the time. Those were her words. So why now is she saying, I don't know, I don't remember. I remember what you said last season. That's what I remember. And you said, no, you didn't. So why are you saying you don't know now? Why are you protecting him? This bothers me. Now, I will put a little bit of a spin on it for y'all. There is a possibility that Meri's trying to stick it to Robyn. And I like this angle. I like the way my brain works sometimes. Possibly, she wants Robyn to think that, they did go back and do the dirty that night. Just to stick it to Robyn.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, you know that day that we got the divorce and you were so happy because you got your way? I did your man that night. So, from that angle, I'll take it. I'll let it slide. I was really angry when I first heard it, and I don't like the fact that it sounds like she's protecting him, but maybe she's not. Maybe she's sticking it to Robyn. That I do like. I will say, this whole thing was recorded last October, before they had an opportunity to watch the whole season and see what everybody said. So this is a waste of a tell-all because they don't have all the information. They don't know what everybody said about the other person.
Ah, loser.
TLC dropped the ball. Was that TLC? Was it Puddle Monkey? I don't know. Whoever did it, dropped the ball big time. This should not be happening. It's not going to take that much editing. They can edit it in a month. They didn't need 6 months or more to edit this tell-all. No way. They could have done that whole editing in that month that they took the hiatus on, because after the hiatus, it essentially was the season about Garrison, and we're not going to talk about that in the tell-all. They had ample time. What did we take that month off for anyway? It was more than a month. 6 weeks, wasn't it? 8 weeks. It was 8 weeks. I think we saw 8 weeks of Baldwins. Oh, I'm so angry at TLC and Puddle Monkey right now. This could be a very different tell-all if they would all have all the information. Because according to Kody, he and Meri are really good right now. And I don't think they really are. I don't think they were by the end of the season. And I don't think we would be getting the same answers out of Meri and Kody if they would have seen the whole season all the way through. Let's cut to Kody being a pig now and acting very Kody-like. Arrogant, like he's the man. And Suki's a dumb woman. He's going to put her in her place. Could you imagine being his wife? Oh. Okay, here we go.
I mean, the whole thing surrounding that legal divorce and all the commentary has been difficult and hurtful. And I can't help but wonder if there was some sort of idea of a plan on his part. I don't know. But it just makes you wonder.
After the divorce was granted, you married Robyn legally.
Nothing changed.
Soon after that, you kind of moved out.
No,
and
didn't go visit her.
Stop. This reminds me of my son when he was young. He would do something wrong. He'd go, sorry. Zach, once. Just say once. Say I'm sorry, and then we move on. Okay, I'm sorry. This is Kody. My son at the time, he was probably, I don't know, 2 or 3. This is Kody. Stop. Such a child.
Stop. That's a lie. That's gaslighting that she has done to herself.
That's gaslighting she has done to herself. What? Spoken from the man who doesn't even understand what gaslighting is. He is now saying that she is gaslighting herself. What do you mean? Do you just mean she's telling a lie? Is that what you mean? Are you trying to use jargon and terminology to make yourself sound smarter when you're making yourself sound way dumber? Is dumber a word? Or did I just make myself seem dumber right there? I don't know. Moving on. Okay, so Kody then says, something happened and I was kicked out of the house. Okay, we've been through this a million times in the past. Meri said she wanted space from him. She asked him to not come over anymore. Now, Kody is making it seem like there is one incident that happened, but he can't talk about it. Oh, but wait, he is going to talk about it, but he can't talk about it, but he's going to talk about it.
I was laying in bed at night, refusing to leave her house.
Well, there's your problem right there.
And something was going on that I will not speak of anymore because I've spoke of it enough, and she has convinced herself it never happened.
She was probably on the phone talking to the catfisher. We know all about it. We saw it on the show. We've been talking about it ad nauseum. He wanted to stay. She wanted him to leave. He said no. And then something happened. I don't know. It's so dumb. He's trying to paint this crazy picture. Not going to talk about it anymore. Fine. Moving on? No.
We have moved different directions. I'm not willing to talk about it anymore.
That's it. Moving on.
Go to the old episodes.
Okay. Yeah. It's the 4th time you've said it, but got it. Not talking about it anymore. Moving on. Old episodes. Got it.
I'm not talking about it anymore.
That's it. Moving on.
We'll never agree on why we broke up.
That's it. Moving on.
This is a man with a bee in his bonnet. This is a man who has an agenda. This is a man who intended to talk about something in particular. We are getting 0 follow-up questions, but he keeps talking.
She told the leaders of my church that she had been abandoned. Fine. I don't care.
That is not true.
This is the face, the voice, the intonation, the anger, the verbiage of a man who doesn't care. No, Janelle, she's the epitome of don't care. He said what? Not true. That's I don't care. This? Well, this is care a lot. Don't care. Nice try. Okay, Suki asks Janelle about Kody divorcing Meri. Was it like Meri's idea? Janelle claims she remembers Meri saying it was her idea. That's what we saw on the show too. I mean, nobody believes it, but that's what we saw on the show, and that's what Janelle relays. Now, Janelle does admit, did somebody plant the seeds in her head to make her think it's her idea? I don't know, but that's her stance. Christine, she's like, I don't know, because Robyn had been saying from the time she came in the family, I know lots of families who do this, who come in with kids, and whatever wife he's married to, he divorces so he can marry the wife with the kids and then adopt them. I've heard of it so many times. Now, we can go back. I do believe it was on the one-on-ones last season, where Robyn said, no, I didn't say, I don't know anybody. Why would I say that? I don't know anybody that happened to.
I think Meri felt like it was her own idea.
So the idea that I planted an idea in Meri's head is an absolute lie. I never said it. I don't even know anyone who divorced their first wife so that the second wife could adopt kids. I've never even heard of that before.
Now she's saying, I don't ever remember saying that. Like, I know people it happened to, but I don't think I said it. I mean, it happened to Kody's dad.
Did you put that out there?
No, I don't even remember talking about this.
How convenient.
I think there was a knowledge about it because Kody's dad did it.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
But I don't remember sitting there talking about I mean, I know of people that have done it, but I don't remember talking about it.
Christine recalls you talking about it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. No.
You liar!
Happened to Kody's dad. Kody's dad divorced one of the wives to marry another one so he could adopt the kids. Really? I didn't know this. Who did he divorce? Did he divorce Kody's mom to marry Janelle's mom? No, because he never adopted Janelle or her sister. So maybe it's the other wife, the wife we don't know about. Any details you have about that, share them down below. I know nothing about this. Not really the point, though. The point is, this happened to Kody's father in his situation. And yet last year,
4 months ago,
Robyn claims she doesn't know anybody this ever happened to. You can't keep the lies straight in this family. You can't keep them straight. It's crazy. According to Meri, she doesn't really remember it. But she does believe that Christine wouldn't just say something. She must have a reason. So at least she's open that much. And when Robyn is asked, why is Kody so upset about the abandonment word? Her answer is simply that, well, because he was so present in the marriages.
He is somebody who's present in a very real way.
Basically, she's saying he didn't abandon anybody. Lies.
I was regular at everybody's house until Meri, the catfishing thing. And then I was regular at the other 3 houses. Regular, all the time. Regular. Okay. The problem is regular is you showed up between 6 and 7 p.m. at night. You ate dinner, went to sleep, and got up and was back at Robyn's house at 7 a.m. the next day. End of story. Doesn't matter if you're regular, if you're never there. If you spend 7 days a week at Robyn's house from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m., plus every 3 or 4 days, depending if it was pre or post catfishing, you also get him all through the evening. How is that fair? That is not fair. That is equal to abandonment. All he did was eat your food and sleep in the bed. What kind of a marriage is that? Oh, wait. Kody's going to bring it up again. Remember the thing he said he's absolutely not going to talk about ever again? They see it differently. That's it. I'm not going to speak of it. Go look at the past tapes. That's it. I'm done. For what? The 7th, 8th time? He's bringing it up again. Meri kicked me out. That was the catalyst. I was in my bed listening to her giggle on the phone upstairs all night long.
That's it. Moving on.
I was like, she's not in our bed. And listen, she asked me to leave. I was kicked to the curb. It appeared to be something that she claims it wasn't.
That's it. Moving on.
It was me who had already felt like there had been a betrayal, and I was wondering if we had a future.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Moving on.
Again, he keeps saying she kicked him out, she kicked him out, she kicked him out. She keeps saying she wanted space, she wanted space, she wanted space. We did see lots of episodes way back then of her begging him to come back. So whether it was a kick out or whether it's a I need space, there definitely was a period of time where Meri kept saying, what can I do to get you to come back? Please come back. For decades, he didn't go back. But he keeps saying it's because she kicked him out that night. Like, his ego, so bruised, so bruised. He's such a small man. He can't get over it. That he could go decades and not return because you hurt Kody's ego. This is the most insecure man I've ever seen on planet Earth, this Kody Brown. You're going to have the gall to speak to another man when I'm in the same house? Never shall I come back to your house ever again, but I will not divorce you either. And then Meri goes on to explain and say, I don't want to put blame on him, but in this situation, because it took so long for him to finally admit he's never going to come back, I have to put a little bit of blame on him. Yes, of course you do, Meri. I wish this interview would have happened at the end of the season. I really feel like she would have had a different take on it. She's still protecting him here. I feel like the longer this interview goes on, the more she's protecting him, and I don't understand that. It makes me think they stepped away, she heard some of the stuff he said, or he saw her and smiled at her or something, and she softened in the hallway, or whatever. I don't know. Now we have a flashback of Janelle saying how Kody is a failure. He's a failure, especially in their faith and their culture, because he lost 3 wives. He's only got 1 left. Suki asks Robyn if she agrees that Kody's a failure because 3 wives left. Now, what do you think Robyn said? Of course she didn't say yes. We will disseminate and dissipate all of the responsibility. Everybody was a failure. It's everybody's fault. No, it's not, Robyn. That's what she says.
I feel like we're all failures, not just Kody. I think that's funny because it takes 2 to make a relationship and it takes 2 to break a relationship.
Not true. Everyone's not a part of it. And not true. It takes 2 people to have a relationship. That's true. It does not take 2 people to break a relationship. Doesn't. There are times when one of those 2 people is still in it and wants to make it work and is committed, and the other person has checked out. So, lies Robyn, trying to find words to not blame Kody for something. And then Suki approaches her with, hey, can I ask you something? Why is it that you don't watch any of these clips?
They're too disturbing. It's too hard.
Grow up.
It's just destructive. It's just really hard.
You're not the only one.
I'm not?
And it's just very toxic.
Victim.
Can't. It's too hard for me. It's too difficult to see people that I love argue. I just can't do it. Guess what, Robyn? It's more difficult for the 2 people who are arguing to have to rewatch it. You are not special. You are not doing anything that the other ones aren't doing. You have 3 other wives who are sitting through this and watching and responding. You're not special. You're a fool. You look dumb by looking down every time it's on. You look childish, you look immature, you look like a little brat who always gets her way and is being forced to sit here and not get her way. So you're throwing a temper tantrum. That's what it looks like. Robyn and Kody together are both throwing so many temper tantrums just in this first segment. It's ridiculous. They're children. They're acting like immature children who are used to always getting their way. And when things don't go their way, they pout and fuss.
Stop acting like a spoiled brat.
Ugh, the entitlement, the victimhood. It's continuing, people. It is still going on all these years later. That's the one thing they're not watching on social media and changing about themselves. When Janelle listens to Kody explain about him being distraught over the breakup of his relationship with her and how she's throwing the victim card out, clearly Kody is watching about the victim stuff. He's not changing his behavior or not helping Robyn change her behavior, but because everyone's calling her a victim and him a victim, he's now going to say, it's Janelle. Deflection. So she is playing the victim card. Well, Janelle's response to Kody, so good.
He's not distraught about this relationship, and I'm definitely not wearing a victim card just because I want my feelings and boundaries and emotions respected. I don't think that's being a victim. I don't know if that's how I really do wonder if it's his ego.
It's just so good. She is so relaxed. She is in the zone. And she says,
I don't know, it's like his ego. Like I said, he really would be considered, he doesn't embrace the culture. Everybody has left the church, but he is a failure as far as what's expected of a man who enters into plural marriage.
Go, Janelle. He is a failure. Let me punctuate it for you, just in case you didn't catch it the first time, Mr. Kody Brown. He is a failure in terms of what a man is expected to do. Oh. She calls him a failure, and she calls his manhood a failure, all in the same sentence. Janelle knocking it out of the park in this episode. Such a sweet way to end it. Take care, adios, goodbye, love you. God bless, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye, sister friends.